started out growing regular vegetables here. 2004 was when we bought it, actually, and then we started growing things in 2008. I had a friend of mine ask me one time if I had ever grown any African vegetables, and I said no, I had not. And he said, would you like to try some? And I said, sure. So we started out with some water leaves, pumpkin leaves, and the third one was eggplant. It was an African eggplant. When we first started, it was sort of a challenge because, number one, African plants die off first sign of cold. So the first frost, they were gone. So we wanted something that could extend the season, so we thought about the high tunnels and all that are available through NRCS. I went to talk to folks up at the extension office about it, and I found out that there's a way I could probably get some help with gaining tunnels to start growing some of this, and that's what we did. I scheduled an appointment with someone to come out to the farm. They assessed my farm to see, the feasibility of a tunnel. He told me within about 6 months, they thought they could have some funding available for me to get the tunnels. It was a help program, so I had to put up some funding and then they reimbursed me some part of the funding. My son and I came together and put up the tunnels, and then they came out and checked them, and then I received the funding that they promised to give to me. So in terms of the process itself, it was a fairly easy process. It just took me a while to understand and learn that they were there. Now we were able to do a good crop of pumpkin leaves that start earlier in the spring and go later into the fall. And we also do water leaves, and we also do a third thing with eggplants. And this year, which is 2022, we just started another crop called scent leaves in Africa, I guess. However, to me it smells sort of like a sage. It might be a different variety of sage. So that has grown successfully for us, and we did our first marketing of those about maybe a month or so ago, and looked like that may be a successful crop for us. So that's what we're going to expound on that next year and try to do more. But in terms of the high tunnel and extending our seasons and all, that has been a wonderful asset and a wonderful attribute for us. And we have to thank NRCS for that. To those farmers who really want to get started with working with NRCS, go to your nearest extension office. Every county has one. They will walk you through step by step what you need to do and tell you the steps that are needed. So once you get those things in hand that are needed, then it's just a matter of following the process and waiting for time to transpire before you are able to get what you need. And usually, because there's so many people applying, sometimes it may be different cycles that you may fit in. So the first cycle you may not make it. The second cycle you may. It just depends on how many folks are applying. So I would say, do your due diligence in terms of getting to your extension office and talking to them. Find out what all is needed, and don't be afraid to just ask questions about what is needed. If you don't know, I didn't know, and so it took me a while. I have to have them to explain a few times what's what. I don't know if it's an age factor or what, but I got it, and that's the key. The key is understanding the process and following through. So any new farmer, the key is just to follow through with what you're doing.